Hello and welcome to this digital photo video lesson. We're going to see how easy it is to make a convincing autumn montage from just these two shots here. Along the way we'll discover why we don't have to be constrained by the pictures we've taken, as Photoshop layers make it incredibly easy to change the colour, size and position of your subjects, and you'll find that once you've mastered this powerful feature, the only limit to the images you can make will be your own imagination. Okay, I'll just close these images down and we'll start from scratch. The first thing we're going to do is create the background to our montage. So go to File and Open, or hit Ctrl and O on the keyboard to open this dialog window, and select the file called Great. Click Open to bring that into Photoshop. As the final picture is going to be square, I'm going to select the Crop tool and use it to bring the image down to the size that we want. I'm just going to pull out the bottom handle here so we can see a little bit more what's going on, and it'll make it a lot easier to make our crop. So with the cursor in the top left corner, hold down the Shift key and drag out a nice square crop, like so. And you can see the shield here is previewing our cropped area nicely. Click Enter to apply the crop, and you'll see that we're left with a perfectly square canvas area to work in. Though lovely in its own right, the colour of the grate is a little too close to that of the autumnal leaves we're going to place on it. As we want our leaves to really stand out, we're going to give our grate a little bit of a polish up. To do this, go to Image, Adjustments, and down to Colour Balance. Click on the Shadows button down here, and we're going to push this cyan slider down to about -25, and the blue slider to around +12. Next, click on the Midtones button, and we're going to take the cyan down to around -70, -73, that's fine, and the blue slider up to +70. And as you can see from the preview behind here, you'll see we've got a much more richly coloured blue metallic sort of sheen to the grate, which is exactly what we want. When you're happy with that, click OK to apply it. To complete the background, we're going to add an atmospheric lighting effect, which will really help to frame our leaves when we introduce them. So to do this, go to Filter, down to Render, and select Lighting Effects. OK, I'll just move this window onto the screen so you can see clearly. For light type we want Spotlight, so we can leave that exactly as it is. For intensity, I'm going to use a value of around 15, so we'll just slide that across to the left. 14's OK. Focus we're going to reduce to around 60. There we go. We're going to use a gloss of around 20. 21's OK, and material we're going to reduce down to 50. Exposure we're going to set to around 85, and the ambience we'll leave that around 8, as that's beginning to look quite nice. You can ignore this texture channel setting down here, but we do want our light source to come in from the bottom left, so if you grab this handle here, click and drag that across until it's entering exactly in that bottom left hand corner. Release the mouse and you can see that our light source has been rearranged. And that's going to sit rather nicely behind the main leaf in our montage. When you're happy with the look of the lighting, simply click OK to apply the effect. Now let's open up the leaf image. So go to File and Open and click on the file called Leaf Cutout. To get the leaf into our montage, we're going to use the Move tool, so click on that and then just drag the leaf image over to one side, click inside it and drag the leaf across onto the grate image, and you'll see the cursor's changed to an arrow with a small plus symbol. And now if we release the mouse button, you'll see the leaf appear on the canvas area. We can close down the original leaf cutout file now, so click the red X to do so. And next we're going to add a drop shadow to the leaf to help it really stand off the background. So to do this, go to Layer, Layer Style, and down to Drop Shadow. So let's have a look at these settings here. Blend mode as multiply, that's fine. Opacity we can leave as 75. Angle of 30 is OK. Distance I'm going to reduce that to 0. And the spread, which is how much the shadow is going to spread out around our subject, I'm just going to increase that to around 35 or so. There we are. And I'm going to increase the size setting here to around 100 or so. and I'm going to click OK to apply our drop shadow. I'm going to hit Ctrl and plus on the keyboard just to zoom in a little, and you can see the drop shadow has given our leaf a nice 3D quality already. We need to place the leaf in the bottom left hand corner of the canvas, and to do this we're going to use the Free Transform tool. So hit Ctrl and T to bring up the controls for this, or you could also go to Edit and down to Free Transform. To rotate the leaf, click just outside this bounding box and then click and drag, and you'll see that you can spin it around until you're happy with the position. To move it down, we'll click inside here and then drag the leaf down, and we want the leaf to occupy around just over a quarter of our whole canvas area. So hold down the Shift key and click one of the corner handles to proportionally reduce the size of the leaf, like so. And we'll make sure that the stalk just sits nicely in that bottom left hand corner. I'm just going to reduce this a fraction more. Yep, that looks okay. And you can use the cursor keys on the keyboard to nudge the leaf around and make any fine adjustments that you see fit. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to hit Enter on the keyboard to apply that transformation. Now we're going to duplicate the leaf, so make sure the Move tool is selected, and if I just bring the Layers palette here onto the screen, you can see our leaf floating on its own layer there. Okay, making sure you've got the leaf layer active, hold down the Alt key and then click and drag to make a copy of the leaf on its very own layer. And you'll see cleverly that the drop shadow style has also been copied as well. I'll just move this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to make this leaf here a nice autumnal shade of red, and to do this we're going to hit Ctrl and U to bring up the hue saturation palette, and then with the hue slider simply slide that down to around -55 or so. That's looking quite rich and nice down there, as you can see in the preview, so click OK to apply that. Next I'm going to use Free Transform again, so hit Ctrl and T to bring that up, and I'm going to spin this leaf around, reduce it in size slightly, and tuck it away in the bottom right hand corner so that it's just peeking nicely out of that area there. That looks okay, and when you're happy, click Enter to apply that transformation again. Right, to make a third leaf, hold down Alt and with the Move tool just click and drag again, and I'm going to make this new leaf a slightly different colour, so again hit Ctrl and U to bring up hue saturation and slide that across till it's around +15, +16, and you've got a leaf that's a nice autumnal shade of brown like so. Again use Free Transform to position this leaf, and I'm going to place this, yeah, something like that looks okay to me. Hit Enter when you're happy. Now if I bring the Layers palette back on, I'm going to click on that layer there, so we're going to make another red leaf now. Again hold down the Alt key, click and drag, and you'll see that it's very easy once you've actually done this a couple of times to keep making copies of the same item. Right, Ctrl and T for Free Transform again. We'll spin this one around a little bit and place it up in that top corner there. Let's see, something like that will do the trick, I think. Hit Return. Now I'm going to click on the topmost leaf there. Again hold down the Alt key, make another copy, Ctrl and T for Free Transform. I'm going to spin that leaf round to around that location, and let's tuck it in, yeah, something like that. It's working quite well. So let's place it just around here. That should work quite well. Again hit Return, and I think we'll make our final leaf another of the red coloured ones. So click on there, hold down the Alt key, copy that, Ctrl and T, spin that around, and we want this one to be placed up in that top left hand corner. Something like that looks okay. Let's just bring that a bit further round. Yep, that's looking nice. Click Enter to apply the position of that final leaf. And that's our final leaf in place. Right, that's our montage completed. Once you've mastered this versatile technique, it's very easy to try it with different components. So experiment with it and have fun.